Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. I'm Shane Olson. If you didn't know who I am, today I thought we would sculpt a fun little Christmas elf. I did a character kind of like this back for St. Patrick's Day, where I just kind of look at a whole bunch of images and just come up with something. Hey, what's up, Mark? Welcome, welcome. All right, so I just want to make sure that this is rocking and rolling. There we go. Share it. Share it. Share it. Okay. We are good. Let me see if I can share it to a page. Sometimes it works, sometimes not so much. Yeah, it's like it took the sharing away. Doesn't let me do it. Why not? Oh well. Okay. Well, anyway, welcome. Glad to have you here. Hey, Neil. Hello, everyone. Okay, so let's get to it. Go ahead and hide this ruler and zoom in on this sphere here. And let me get my reference up. Okay. I think we are good. All right. This should be fun. Here we go. Hope you guys are having fun. Yeah, how's your holidays? Have they started yet? Christmas is in 5 days here in the US and elsewhere that celebrates Christmas. Okay, let me see. How am I going to approach this? Just want to block out this silly dude. Thanks, Neil. Okay. Is my shirt brushing my microphone? Let me know if it does. All right. I want to give this guy some elf ears, of course, but I don't want to start with the ears. Start with the eyeballs. I want to give him a roundish, very roundish head. I don't know why my throat is itchy today. You guys can sculpt an elf along with me if you'd like, or just listen. Speaking of listening, I want to get some music going. There we go. Put this on random. Listen to a little bit of Yaz, shall we? Okay. This is where his eyes will go, and then let's get his nose in here. Trying to decide. Yeah, I think I'll just dig holes in his nose for his nostrils. I wish I could play my music for you guys so you could listen to it. Hey Javier, how's it going? Going good. Zurchan, I don't know if that's how you say your name, Zurchan. I am sculpting an elf, a Christmas elf. Bring this up to create the nostrils from. Yeah, something like that. And then for his neck, I think I'm just gonna do, I never do this. I'm just gonna pull a neck down. Why not? All right, and then I'm just gonna go to Sculptris right away. Why not? Right? Why not? And if you have my latest user interface, I am going to change it up a little bit. I haven't yet, but if you're using my latest interface, which you can grab for free over at 3dcharacterworkshop.com, Neil has posted a link. Thanks, Neil. I've put this polygon size slider up next to the Sculptris Pro slider. And what this is Tessimate, which essentially is a flood fill of decimated geometry. That's a mouthful, right? So I'm just going to roll this down and you'll see exactly what it's doing. It's kind of like a Dynamesh, kind of. But the difference is it does not stitch the objects together. It does work with symmetry, but it doesn't stitch objects. So it's just giving me more resolution that I can work with while I block this out, which is awesome. I love it. Okay. And a lot of people ask me why I sculpt with the wireframe on. Hey Graham, how you doing? And I just like to see the mesh density as I work. Sometimes I'll turn it off, back on again. But when I'm first blocking out characters, I just kind of like to see how much mesh density I have. Whoa, that was fast. And what I really like about having that Tessimate slider up there is I can match my Sculptris Pro density to the Tessimation density, and I know that when I do my smooth or something like that, that the triangle is going to be close. Maybe a little smaller. They're going to be very similar. Hey Katri, I'm doing well. Hey Doug. No reference image. Yeah, self-portrait. No, I just have a reference image that is a bunch of images together. I'm Chris. Oh, that's a good one. Neil, you should write that down. I'm the wireframe gang. That's funny. How you doing, Chris? So essentially, I'm kind of doing what I did. I don't know if you guys were around when I did the Leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day, but I basically gathered a whole bunch of images with pieces and parts of costuming bits and faces and things that I liked. And that's what I've done with this guy too, is I'm just gonna kind of part him together based off of a bunch of different concepts. Let's see here. Well, which is essentially a self-portrait. Oops. And we have the elf ears, of course, the pointy little elf ears. And people were asking if I was sick or out or what I was doing last week, and I was just taking a holiday break. That's it. I appreciate the concern, but no issues. Okay. I want to zoom this in here. Sorry, my old man eyes. I'm just zooming this up. I want to see it better. All right. Actually, just didn't want to log in because once again, you're confused. Yeah, that happens often, Doug. Is it going to look like one from Arthur Christmas? I don't know what he looks like. Well, I guess we'll see when we get there, huh? Lucas, yes, I won't be here next week either. So I'm going to take next week off as well. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, I'm going to be hanging out with the fam, doing the Christmas thing. Okay. Okay, I'm just making the inner part of the ear here. When I do ears like this, I like to take the gizmo and, you know, mask the inside of the ear out like this. Most people would just grab this and then pull it in like so, right? Which is not bad. But what I like to do is put the gizmo here and then kind of work it like a hinge, like hinge it in. So that way it's deeper on the inside and then it kind of goes light as it goes towards the outside. Okay. But you'll notice it does stretch the polygons. So after I clear my mask, I'm going to go around and just add more geometry. It could even use more. But anyway, just something simple just to kind of block it out. Nothing crazy. Any tips for sculpting folds in stylized capes? My tips would be to keep it single-sided and use dynamic subdivisions. That's the easiest way to manipulate capes and clothing that has two sides. That because there's you can turn on thickness on dynamic sub-Ds and it will show you what it's going to look like when you add thickness. That's the easiest way to manipulate it. But as far as adding folds, I would just use a lot of reference and just use something like this cloth brush or the standard brush or something like that and just cut in very large folds at first and then get smaller and smaller. Okay. Is it better to start low poly resolutions first time? Yeah, anytime you're blocking out characters, this is about the resolution that I start at. I mean, this is, I don't really pay too much attention to the resolution, to be honest. Unless I'm, you know, when I'm first starting out, I just need enough resolution in there that it will do what I need it to do. That's what I'm looking for. Just gonna bring his mouth up and out. I want him to have a big open mouth. A big super smile. He's having a good time. Okay, let's see. To get his eyes in there too eventually, but any pets? I have a bird right now. I used to have a beagle, but unfortunately she got sick. Which we had to let her go last Christmas. Well, not really Christmas. But it was winter. She was a good dog. Hey, Gambit, I'm just making an elf. Just a generic Christmas elf. Okay. You want to see how I make the mouth interior? Well, I'm gonna make him have a wide open mouth already, just by default. I usually don't do that, but this is if I was going to 3D print him. It's easier just to make it closer to what he's gonna be in the end. Hello and welcome. Okay, so I'm just going to drag that back, give him a big old mouth interior. And same thing we did with this ear here. I'm actually going to go a little lower on the density. See if we can get that curling around now. What's today? I'm making an elf. just of a, I'm just looking at a whole bunch of concepts and I'm just kind of making my own design from those concepts. Why are so many people making stylized characters instead of high resolution sculpts? Honestly, that's all I've really ever made. So that's my thing. I would just say watch other streamers that do high resolution, more realistic sculpts, like Brendan Bankston is one, and yeah, there are others on the Pixologic stream channel that do high res or realistic, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Let's see. If you've already made the eye cavities and put in the eyes, but then you want them shut, what would you say would be the best way of going about it? Drawing the full lids with the topo brush. Building the lids. So you're going to go to 3D print. Neil, I would just like put half spheres in there or spheres and make them closed and then stitch them in. That's the easiest way because you can keep the spherical nature of the eyeballs right in the sphere. That's the beauty of it. Yeah, I mean, I'm more on the stylized characters. I'm kind of known for stylized characters, so that's just what I do. Like I worked for Disney for 10 years. That's just my thing. So if you're looking for realistic characters, this isn't, yeah, that's not me. Did that answer your question, Neil? Stylized is way better to start as a junior sculptor. I don't know if I'd agree with that, but I mean, sure. Stylized can be deceiving because you also have to think about design a lot. Not saying you don't have to think about design with realism, but you think about it less. Let's split this off. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we're trying. That's all you can do, right? And I forget how much I love Yaz. They're so good. That's what I'm listening to, or Yazoo as they're known in the UK. I think I'm going to stitch this pretty soon. Graham, thanks. Yeah, Ian is great. The IR Sculpts. He streams on Sunday evenings. Hey Pedro, thanks. I have a whole bunch. I have like a page of references that I have up on my other screen. I'm just kind of combining a bunch, like I did with my Leprechaun sculpt a long time ago. Not too long ago. I did a Leprechaun sculpt for St. Patrick's Day the same way, and I had a lot of fun with it. Doug, yeah, I'm using a mirror. Oh, he did a 3D printable Futurama Santa. Oh, nice. Very cool. Go Neil. Neil's great. Let me see if I can open that. Well, let me save this guy first. This is just elf. One second. Leprechaun, there he is. No, what am I doing? Did I hit save? Leprechaun, all right. So here's the Leprechaun I did on stream a while back. I meant to do him as a 3D print guy that I could that you could set on your shelf. See how it's his bum's kind of flat and he's kind of hanging out, cheering to you. So I still need to 3D print this guy. So I'm kind of doing an elf that's similar, is the idea. Yeah, there you go. I don't know how similar he's going to be, but yeah, call me elf one more time. Ooh, he's an angry elf. That's my favorite Christmas show by far. All right. Love it. Now I'm going to make this larger. Oh, come on. Have you ever thought of doing a poll on here to see how many people watching are your students? And for the non-students, ask them why not? I haven't. That'd be funny. Why aren't you a student yet? Come on. If you're wondering what he's talking about, I teach I teach how to make 3D characters online. It's called the 3D Character Workshop. That's the logo that's above my head. And I give away my brushes and my user interface for free if you're interested. I have a lot of my students are here watching right now, and I love to ask. I don't want to speak for myself. I'll just say, hey, what do you guys think of the course? And it always makes me super happy. So thank you guys. All the love, especially the Christmas love. Okay. And I just most recently updated it to 2.0. It's been out for a long time. I think going on 3.5 years so far. Thanks, guys. Neil, can I ask you to copy some of these down? Oh, I wish I had the time to snag them all. All right, let's crank this up. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate it. You know, when I first created that course, I never thought it would turn out to be what I did for a living. Like, it was just something I was doing on the side just for funsies. And it turns out I do okay teaching. Like, people enjoy the way I teach stuff. So I'm blessed with that. Okay, I'm not liking how lumpy this is. Hey Alex, I'm doing good, thanks. Just gonna smooth this out. It's gonna look a lot better with, I've been using my interface for 3 years, awesome. That's always fun to hear too. Let's give him a tongue and some brows. He's got a really, let's get those eyes closer together. Whoops. I use a display tablet, but my wrist and small finger feel sore after a while. So my advice for that would be, what would it be? I would say switch to the mouse when you don't need to use your tablet, because you only really need to use a pen when you're doing something that requires pressure sensitivity. Like for example, whenever I'm gonna, like right now I'm just gonna move these eyes and scale them, I'll move down to my mouse. I don't need to use my pen to do that with. So I guess, you know, utilize the opportunity to go hopping back to your mouse once in a while. Because I just thought about, well, why doesn't my wrist ever get sore that way, you know? I think that's why. Yeah, don't feel like you need to use the pen for every little movement, every little thing. It's only mainly there in case you need the pressure. Okay, I'm going to combine these things. It's driving me crazy. I think I want to do that. I'm just trying to shape these eyes in a very specific way. And I've also been doing some new YouTube videos. If you guys want to follow me over on YouTube, it's just 3D Character Workshop on YouTube. I don't know if you have that link, Neil, but a new one's going up today, and I talk about how to create your own custom menus. So you can create whatever menu you want. I have one that pops up underneath my pen, this one, and it's all of my most used items out of the tool menu over here. That way it's right at my fingertips and I don't have to go digging down through the entire menu to use it. And it also works out really well for putting it, like assigning the menu a hotkey, like I assign it to number 2 on my keyboard, and then assign it to the back button on your pen. That way your menu will pop up whenever you hit that button. What is this model for? Just for fun. I mean, I usually model with the goal of 3D printing, but yeah, it's just for fun. It's an elf of my own design, is what I'm doing. Of your approach to all courses lessons, but I find myself really struggling with hands. Any mild advice for getting good at hands? So are you a student of mine in my courses? Because I have some specific hand lessons in there. Quite a few, actually. Hands are evil. They're not. Neil, you just let it get in your brain. Honestly, my advice about hands is don't think about them like as hands. They're just another thing to model. So if you think about them as something that you're intimidated by, then yeah, you're going to get stopped by it. But will you texture it? I will color it. So just as I was showing before, this is a different model that I did. So I'm gonna make something like this, but he's gonna be an elf instead of a leprechaun. So this is a character I did during a stream a while back for St. Patrick's Day. We pop back to this super early guy. This is like 30 minutes. Okay, let's stitch it together. Okay, stitching. Oh, thanks. Okay. So he's stitched together now. It's kind of dense. Does it have dynamic turned on? No, I don't want it. Okay. Oh, you know why? Because I scaled them up and I forgot to reduce the... So just a quick note with Sculptris, that's these little triangles, okay? That just means Sculptris Pro is dynamic topology. That just means as I'm modeling, topology is being generated like this. So you can control the density of your topology based off of, it's by default, it's based on your brush size, but I like to turn adaptive size off, so then it's based off of your scene size. And since I scaled his head up, that means the triangles got smaller. And I forgot to compensate for that with this subdivide size right here. And so now I just turned that up again, and I'm just going to kind of flow over this. I can actually tessellate and flood fill the entire thing, and that would work too. Yeah, that works. Okay. I don't want to go too tight with the detail yet. I want to stay loose. And he's going to look like he has no teeth until he gets teeth. What I mean is he's going to look like a gummy, you know, like, I need teeth. Where did you go? Okay, let's do this fill brush. Yeah, Mitch has some great reference on hands. Is the bar you have on top of your screen custom placed or part of ZBrush 2022? Are you talking about this right here? This is my custom user interface that you can go get from 3dcharacterworkshop.com if you want to, and install it and try it out. This is not the regular user interface. This is the one that I've built. Yeah. And I teach you how to make your own custom user interface if you're interested on one of my YouTube channels. And like I said, later on today, actually in about 30 minutes, I'm going to be releasing a brand new video on YouTube that talks about how to make your own custom menus. So you can check that out too if you want. Soon, soon. It's hard for me not to sing. Usually when I'm listening to music while I'm sculpting, I'm singing. Just because I like to. All right. Let's give him some teeth, shall we? Just so we can kind of have an idea where they're going to be. Finding a Bevel Pro is slow to use. I haven't used it. I haven't used it enough. Let's see, split by hidden, or split on mask points. Whip out the harmonica. Maybe I should. Okay, so this, I'm just going to group by normals, and then delete the top and bottom. Let's see, this is what it looks like. Yeah, Bevel Pro is actually based on your graphics card, your GPU, where ZBrush is based on your CPU. Might be a reason why. What would you do if you had to change the entire face expression of the same character? I would just, I would change it. I know that doesn't sound like a very smart answer, but usually when you're sculpting and you need to do something, you just kind of do it out of necessity. You try and make your workflow be as non-destructive as possible. At least I do. That's what I go for. But it's not always possible. Okay, I'm just going to turn that down. If you're using a 3090, you should have plenty then. Yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is with that. Why didn't I put, oh gosh. You know, I still need to put that post subdiv up there. Okay. And if you make teeth the new function of reproduction objects, I don't know what that means. So typically I make these characters for 3D printing. I don't make them for animating. I do make a lot of characters for animating, but this guy in particular is meant for, this is meant for 3D printing. So I'm not really paying too much attention. Yeah, Neil, that too. Okay, so with these teeth, I'm going to cut in. What do I want to do? I kind of want to give it thickness and just edit it after that. Yeah, let's do that. Usually I leave it with dynamic thickness because I don't want to edit it, but since I want to have the front teeth be thin and then it gets thicker as it goes back, I can't really do that with dynamic thickness. And I want to cut in some lines in between these teeth, so yeah, I'm not going to do that either. So let's just apply this. Oh, nice, Turbo. That's awesome. Oh, that makes me so happy. Thanks for letting me know. Oh, that makes me happy. Okay, let's bevel this puppy. Yeah, if you guys don't know what he's talking about, Pixologic had me do Zizou characters. This, if you hit comma, which pulls up the light box. And if you go underneath projects, there's this folder called ZZoo. And if you go in here, I made, I would say 99% of these characters out of Z-spheres. And then they all ship for free with ZBrush when you buy ZBrush. So you can start with those as a starting point for your models, for your characters. That's super cool. I'm a huge fan of Sesame Street. How do you break teeth one by one? If I'm making teeth that are going to be individual, then I build them individual to begin with. I'm doing this for a stylized look specifically, so I wouldn't break these off. Like if I was just going to do individual teeth, I would just insert spheres and then squish them around to look like teeth. I've done that before with characters in the past, but yeah, this one will be specific. Okay. Just going to put all of these in the same poly group so I can extrude them inwards. I guess I can Q-mesh. No, I'll just extrude them. Extrude, polygroup all. Just going to push these in. So then when I subdivide without thickness, with smooth, they look like this. I don't want them to have creases. What does all the graphic power mean now that next gen is into the bloxy pixel styles? Honestly, blocky pixels, that just allows for more memory. So I don't know exactly what it means for the future, but yeah, you could basically get a lot more game in the memory of it. Let me see. I want to transpose polygroup all and see what we can do here. Okay, that basically masks everything off except for this polygroup. And then if you hover over this little yellow square, you can see it says hold down Control to inflate. So I can start to scale and then hold down Control, and it's going to push these in. It should on the normals, but it's being strange over here. Because that's not doing what I want. That's doing it. Okay. Strange. I was trying to shrink these down a little bit more, but I think I'm going to have to just kind of fake it a little bit. You think that should be an art focus now for people wanting to get into games? Not necessarily. I would follow your heart and do what you do. Do what you want to do. Meaning if you're into that and that's the look you want to go for and those are the games you want to work on, then I would go for that. But I would never choose something based off of whether you think it's going to be popular or not. Because then your heart won't be in it. If that makes sense. The reason I do stylized characters is because that's what I want to do. There's a lot of people that they think they should work on realistic characters because that's where the jobs are. But that's not true. There we go. That's the look I was going for. I just want it to be a stylized bunch of teeth. And I want them to look like Chiclets. Do you remember Chiclets? Mark will remember Chiclets. Sorry, Mark. Didn't mean to call you out there. But I hope I made you laugh. So Chiclets, for you younger kids out there, they're a gum that looks like this. Here, let me turn off my... It's a gum, and they look like this. This is the shape. Yeah, are they still around? The taste, the flavor doesn't last very long at all. Yeah, they're always like hard. Like yeah. Anyway, when I say Chiclets, that's what I was referring to. Pretty funny. See how they're kind of shaped like that. Did Buddy Holly use those? That's funny, I did not know that. Oh, I don't want to smooth it out that much. You choose the entire box. You had to get the flavor, right? Like, what are those? What are the ones that were like zebra striped? The gum that was zebra striped. That did not have any flavor. Like it tasted like chemicals, and the flavor would last maybe 1 second. Fruit stripe. Yeah, fruit stripe. Oh, that was the worst. Yep, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, you're done. Reminded me of the fruit stripe candy canes in Wreck-It Ralph. Fruit stripe. Juicy fruit had more flavor than fruit stripe. I'll just say that right now. Yeah. Yeah, juicy. Yeah. Fruit stripe. I totally forgot about that gum. Kind of want his... It's not working. I wanted his lip to kind of be his chin on this one, but it's not really working out. Okay. Yeah, those would kill braces. I want to open his mouth a lot more. I know I'm ruining his neck, but we'll fix it here in a minute. I'm trying not to make him look too creepy. There we go. Gotta straighten that up. Yeah, rainbow zebra. I remember that thing. Oh, the gum that came with it always had like powder on it. At those, like it was like a pink chemical slab. If you want those cards, you better eat that gum. Always made you wonder what exactly that gum was made of. Yeah, Garbage Pail Kids. Okay, let's get him a tongue. Yeah, pink cardboard. And when it would get really hard, it would just snap. And then if you buy like that Big League Chew stuff, remember that? It's like it's like shredded of that. Yeah, bazooka. Man. Whoops. I thought I had the move brush. Yeah, Leonard. Oh my gosh. Is this yep, it's still Sculptris Pro. I don't want that on. Just want to put a line in the middle. Yeah, totally, Ryan. There, he's a pretty happy camper. He's like, yeah, Christmas, yeah. You guys remember Lickamade? That was another chemical concoction that we all loved. You know, I think I'm gonna redo these nostrils. I want them out further. Bubblegum killed chewing gum. It's true. Those candy cigarettes. Yeah, those were the worst. What brush are you using to put an edge on the nostrils? Just this pinch brush right here. Let's shape these ears better. Let's do one of these. Move infinite with AccuCurve. Make them pointy. Most of the time, not when I'm putting creases on noses, I'm just using the move brush. So when a lot of times people are like, what brush are you using? And most of the time it's just the move brush, because you're just nudging stuff around into shape. Are the eyes 100% round, or did you nudge the shape to make them fit? They are 100% round. And I'm not done with them yet. I just I stopped working on them, and I'll go back to it. What the heck? Look at this crease right here, accidentally. So, okay, so to fix that, I want to mirror from left to right is the only way you can mirror. So I need to get the good side over to the left. So I'm just going to use mirror. Now it's over here, and now I can use mirror and weld, and now it's fixed. Okay. Hey Doomer, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. I need clay. Man, I knew as soon as I removed some of the brushes off of my list, I'd be using them or wanting to use them more. Maybe I can use fill. Let's try it. Whoops. Here. There we go. No. Fill. Fill is like a smooth clay buildup. Yeah, mirror in ZBrush is a little tricky. Because it mirrors from screen left to screen right. Not character left to character right, but screen left to screen right. So I guess it is character right to character left, because it will mirror opposite when you're looking at the back of him. So I shouldn't say screen now that I think about it. So I should say character right to character left. That's the way it mirrors all the time. Okay, this guy would look much better if I gave him a body and a hat and all that stuff. So we'll get there, but I'm wanting to work on these eyes just a little bit, because they're feeling a little buttonish to me. I want to fix that. What I mean by buttonish, they just look like a button in a coat or something. Okay, let's fix these eyes a little bit, because I want to make them kind of tall and round. But then I also want where the brows go. Let's get some Smooth Stronger going. Now, Smooth Stronger is a brush. I've tried to put it out on my interface before, but since it ships with ZBrush and it's in a weird location, it always forgets for some reason. And it always ends up being blank on my user interface. So I just go get it when I need it. And you'll find it in Lightbox under Brushes, in a folder called Smooth. And it's called Smooth Stronger. And that just makes things much quicker when you smooth, when you have a dense mesh like this. Kind of give him a little bit of a lower eyelid here, but not like that. Oh, hey, thanks. Just make a mess and then smooth it out. Oh yeah, ZBrush is 10% off right now. It's a good deal. They rarely offer discounts. Okay. Hey, Creative, how you doing? Hey, I haven't been around here for a while. Good to see you. Okay. Just building this up slowly. Freelancing, that's good. Being busy is a good thing. Any recommendations for key shot alternatives? Well, since you're watching the Pixologic live stream that's sponsored or owned by Pixologic, I can't really get into other software other than ZBrush and KeyShot. So, and now with the Maxon purchase, I would say looking at Redshift, although I've never used it before. That might be a good alternative. But it's not any cheaper. You're welcome. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I know you guys have so much other things you could be doing today, but you've decided to watch me, and I appreciate it. Gonna raise these up a little bit. Hey, whatever pays the bills, right? All right, let's so I'm just trying to get the color off of this. I think that's close. No. I just like to say, watching your video while my wife is birthing a baby. Maybe you should pay attention to the wife. Oh no, that's fun. And congratulations. Wife's birthday too. Happy birthday, wife. Oh, Creative, thank you so much. I always wonder if people are enjoying that or not, or if it's just, if the structure is okay, or if it's just a mess. Pixologic. And I don't work for Pixologic, by the way. I play a sculptor on TV, as they say. Oh, thanks, Mark. Yeah, the long list was was hard to navigate for sure. That was the main reason I wanted to update everything, you know, just to better organize everything. And if you don't know what we're talking about the 3D Character Workshop, the course that I teach online. For the longest time, it was just this big, long list of lessons, not very organized. Well, it was organized, but it was long. So to try and navigate through all that was difficult. I'm starting out with the Mail Bus mini course. I'm still struggling with trying not to make it perfect early. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, man. The biggest thing. And I kind of wish I would have talked about this in the course, but the more you do it, the better you'll get. It's kind of like, I mean, I'm sure that's a given, right? That's a total given. Of course, that's nothing new. But in the case of like blocking out character heads or whatever you're going to do, what I've told some of my students is just to take it to the block out, and then that's it. And that's why I start 2.0 with just blocking out cartoon characters, because that way you're kind of forced to stop. You know, you know that you're not going to take it any further, so you're going to get the whole idea is to get better at blocking out characters. Because I would say a good 80% of the work is just in the block out alone. Well, thanks. I'm trying to make him smiling so hard. You know, it's in 2.0. It's week number 4 in 2.0. So yes, that's the succession that I advise you do, is start with 2.0, work through the blockouts. If you're interested, work through the stylized anatomy. Just watch the week 3, which is how to make sculptable geometry. And then 4 is the stylized head blockout. It's the exact same one you're working on right now. Do you work in the game industry or just a hobby? Is no, I have been a character modeler for 23 years so far. And 10 of those years I worked at Disney Interactive. And I worked at Sony and Acclaim and this place called Glyphics and a place called Sapphire. Yeah, I've been around. But yeah, Feng, honestly, you can keep going. I wouldn't say stop. Or you can just save it and look at the other stuff and see where it's at. But yeah, you haven't wasted any time at all. Don't worry about that. Oops, too much. Sometimes the smooth stronger can be smooth too stronger. Oops, let's see, mask pen. Is there any general advice that pops into your head for someone working in a professional team-based environment? Like specifically, what are you talking about? Smooth Stronger just uses the strength multiplier in brush. It's faster and easier to just apply it there. Yeah, you can do that too, huh? I could pull that out onto my interface. That's what I did with the topological. I just pulled that out. But I'm running out of UI room. So yes, I have a lot of space here and down here and up here, but I share my interface with other people, and a lot of those people don't use the same resolution as I do. They are on a laptop, so this interface gets squished down, and then these buttons disappear. So I got to be careful of how much I put out on my UI. Okay. Kind of reminds me of Dopey a little bit. If you're working with other artists on a particular project, for example, I'm still a long ways from professional work, but I was curious. So if you're working with others, I don't know exactly what kind of advice you're looking for. I've worked in team environments a lot, and basically you work as a team, and you let me see. Okay, advice I could give is art is very personal, right? It's hard not to make art personal, but when you're in a professional environment, you have to do your best to make it not personal. And think about, you're working as a team towards a greater cause, right? And you're trying to defeat that cause and just get there, right? And so you want to help each other out as much as possible. It's not a competition by any means. And if one of your teammates is better at doing a certain thing than another teammate, then don't feel bad if you need to pass that thing off to another teammate, because it's better that you just get it done in the most sensible way possible, I guess. I still struggle with Z remeshing without losing details. It frustrates me so much to resculpt the details. So what you can do, creative, is remesh, subdivide, and then reproject. And then you'll get your details back. You don't have to resculpt them. Does that make sense? On another note, did you use a tablet before a Cintiq, and how's a Cintiq different? I've been using a traditional Wacom for a decade, and I'm not sure if I need a Cintiq. So that's a great question, and you don't need a Cintiq. Honestly, you don't. So what a Cintiq will do for you is it will make you faster. It will not make you a better artist. And sometimes people don't like a Cintiq because your hand gets in the way. It does. Your hand is right over the top of your art, and so it does get in the way. But the reason it does or can make you faster is because it's a one-to-one representation. There's not an offset. With a tablet, there's a disconnect between your screen and your hand, right? But with a Cintiq, it's one-to-one. So when you're trying to make a stroke, you have a much better chance of making that stroke correct the first time if you're using a Cintiq versus a tablet. Even when you're using a lazy mouse, it might take you several times to make the stroke look how you want it to look. That's the only difference, honestly. Yeah, and it's nice to have a big screen in front of your face. I'm not going to lie about that, but it does take up a lot of real estate. And my desk, it's so heavy. My desk right here is bowing. It's so heavy, it's bowing. So yeah, there's goods and bads to everything. But do you need one? No. Yeah. Don't. I wouldn't go into debt for one. How's that? How much does it cost? It depends on the model you get, but more than $1,000 typically. Okay, let's paint some red on here. Warm him up. Yeah, Doug, I love my I loved my 24-inch. What's the difference between a Cintiq and a display tablet? Nothing really, just the brand. Same. Neil, that's another thing I need to increase the RGB intensity on this dang airbrush. Yeah, it's just Wacom's brand of display tablet. Okay, let's give him a body, shall we? Red. Let's go, yeah, let's just go with this skin color. Make it be weird. Cinti claws. Wah, wah. Make me promises. I should probably save this, huh? So I'm glad you said that, Creative, because I just wanted to point out, it doesn't matter what you use, honestly, as long as you use a tablet. Like a bamboo, like a Wacom bamboo, I think that's one of the cheapest tablets you can get from Wacom, is just as good as any other tablet that you can use. I mean, as far as sensitivity levels, sure, but it's just better to use any tablet you can afford than to use a mouse, because there's no sensitivity level between a mouse click. It's 0 or 1. There's no difference. So yeah, when you're sculpting, you just want to make sure you have a tablet. When you're making this model, why don't you have any reference? I have a whole bunch of reference on my other screen. I'm just kind of collecting or putting together my own design based off of a bunch of different designs that I found. And it's hard not to make this guy creepy. I want to make his mouth more round. It's just hard. Kind of reminds me of like those old creepy ventriloquist puppets a little bit. That's not too bad. Okay, maybe when he gets his hat on, he'll look better. Okay. Doug, you mean one of these? The cord's hanging off of it. I just charged it. Yeah, I use this. I forget. I just charged it. So yeah, you can see. Zzz. It's okay. It's okay. I just got to remember to use it, but yeah, I don't know. I just I prefer to have my left hand on my keyboard and my right hand with my stylus. So I don't know why. That's just my preferred method. Maybe it's just muscle memory. Why don't you give him work in progress eye dots? I just haven't got there yet. That's all. You guys are all I don't think I'll give him bottom teeth just because of the design. The design I'm doing, I'm not going to give him bottom teeth. But I want to give him an inside of his mouth. Make it dark because he looks like he's going eh. You got to remember, I'm doing this in like a very short amount of time. It's been an hour and 23 minutes. So I'm trying to design and sculpt at the same time and talk at the same time. So when I haven't done something yet, I'll either get to it or I won't. I don't know how to say it without sounding like a jerk. Film a little better. Well, I'm not meaning to be a jerk. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that yeah, it's hard to get not really critiques, but the why haven't you done this yet part when I just started not too long ago. So I don't mean to make you feel bad by saying that. That's not what I meant. There we go. That's better. Yeah, and this is a constant like adjustment the whole time. Like I'll be adjusting this guy until I'm done, essentially. Like, for example, I did a pig not too long ago, one of Sandro's pigs. Let me see. So I'll show you where I left off of one of my streams. Oh, maybe not. So this is a pig I did, and then I posed him up, but I think I spent a lot of time after the stream posing him. And this is what he ended up looking like when I was done with the pose. This is one by Sandro. And then I rendered him out. Let me show you the render. Maybe. There we go. Let me turn off this Windows fix. Can you guys see this? So this is a render I did in Blender. So yep, that's the finished piece that I did. I think Neil, was this the last thing I did? So just kind of, yeah, I like to show past stuff so you can see what I've done before, kind of see where this is headed. Okay. And then I've shown this earlier in the stream. This is a Leprechaun that I did in an earlier stream. And this is kind of what I'm going for with this elf is I'm just kind of blocking. See how this guy only has top teeth? He doesn't have bottom teeth. That's kind of what I'm going for. He's just a happy-go-lucky feller. I don't always do retopology, Juba. But I've done it in a whole bunch of other programs like Maya. Yeah, there's a bunch. Yep, I made this for a 3D print. That's why his bum is flat, because I wanted to make it so he could sit on the edge of something, you know, and like do cheers to you. Cheers, bruh. Yeah. Anyway, that's kind of what this guy's doing. Let me get a hat on him. Really, that's bugging me. Let's do a hat. He's going to be dressed in green. Yeah, Graham, I thought about that. Just kit bash from that guy. Okay, let's do this again. Oh, what in the world did I do? What? Come on. There it goes. Okay. Weird. I was acting strange, I think, because I had the gizmo showing. There we go. Okay. This will change him quite a bit, I think. Make him a cone head. Hey Tom, how you doing? Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and squish this down to something like this. What do I think about the new ZBrush features? There are some specific ones that I'm really I like a lot. I like this Move Infinite. I like this AccuCurve. I like the Stager. That's really cool. And I like the Bevel Master Pro thing. I can't remember what they're calling it. Oh goodness, excuse me. Yeah, some good stuff. Was that a custom insert mesh? It was. So this is my user interface, and these are my brushes, and that's my appendage brush. So it's right here, this appendage. It's essentially an elongated sphere with some extra loops jammed in the middle there. There we go. We give him a long elf hat. Let's make it not flesh colored, shall we? Let's see here. Oh, goodness. There we go, something like that. And I know what is the material you're using. I'm just using Skin Shade 4. That's what I use for everything, pretty much. Yeah, nothing too special. The reason I like to use Skin Shade 4 is because I can see my color through it. Oops. Hey, Amy, how you doing? Thank you so much. Happy holidays to yourself. Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's kind of pull this forward and this back. Did you send a letter to Santa Claus? No. I mean, now he's looking weird without hair. When was I at Disney? About 4 years ago, and then maybe 4 years ago, and then 10 years before that yeah, I was there for about 10 years. The shadow's very soft. Yeah, it's just default. Yeah, it's just just Skin Shade 4. Oh, you were at the Imagineering Model Shop. Very nice. So I was just at Disney Interactive, which Disney purchased an existing studio, which is Avalanche Studios. That's the studio that's working on that new Hogwarts game right now. If I hadn't left Avalanche and I was still there, I would most likely be working on that Hogwarts game right now. I'm only assuming, of course, but that's probably where I would be. Okay, I'm going to give this a... I'm going to pull these two loops and make this a band. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Why don't you group by normals? Huh. Guess it's not steep enough through there. Oh, you're a friend of Jerome. Awesome. Jerome is amazing. Amazing, amazing. Let's see. When you work in Disney company, what kind of biggest project you had? I worked on Disney Infinity. That's what you see behind me. Maybe some of these toys up here. Is Mickey real? Of course Mickey's real. Let's see. His picture was on my paycheck. That's all I know. It's nice to meet you, Leonard. Be nice to meet you in person sometime. Does anybody have experience here using the M1 Apple chips with ZBrush? Not the M1, but it does work on my MacBook just fine. And that's pre-M1. Let's see. Geometry. There we go. Nice, thanks. This is kind of it kind of looks like a troll doll elf on the shelf. So the eyes aren't far enough apart for that. Did I don't think I did load that. Yeah, I think it's these little weird cheeks. Do you usually finish your art in 2 streams? Not necessarily. It depends on the difficulty of the character. I just kind of go till it's semi-done. Some of the characters I did over lots of sessions. I tried that for a while. I did the pirate girl that you see back here. I don't know how many sessions she took, but quite a while. And then the cowboy that's riding a dinosaur, he took quite a few sessions. But I've decided just to kind of cut that back and do 1 or 2 sessions just to keep it interesting, because the same people don't always come by my stream each time and watch. Some of them do, but how much do you do still hand retop compared to ZRemesh with game assets these days? I always retop game assets. ZRemesher, it's still not. ZRemesher is great for making sculpting meshes, but not for making production meshes. It's just not there yet. I mean, you can rig them, but it's just not very pretty. And the rigging department will not be very happy with you. Okay. I want to just give him a little body here. Good way to pass anger down the pipeline. Yeah, no kidding. Be like, who retopologized this? Gonna have your head on a pike. What's the longest a character has taken to make, and what would you say the average? I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of a rough question, which I don't want to get myself into trouble for saying. I mean, these simple characters like this I can do in a few hours, you know, but I'd probably say one of the longest characters I've ever done is the Zenyatta that I did for Overwatch. And that was like, I don't know, I want to say 14 days total. Maybe more than that. More than that. I don't know. I can't remember. Definitely more than that. It was like 6 to 8 weeks on that one. Do you like model only organic surface, or do you model hearts? I do hard surface stuff too. Mainly props for my characters though. I don't do like mechs. Well, I did Lightning McQueen and I did a bunch of cars for the Cars game. So I would say I've done my fair share of hard surface sculpting. It's funny, I gave him green shorts. Now he looks like a little naked elf. Yeah, I'm sure that course is great. Let's give him green outfit up top too, just so he's not so weird with no shirt on. Am I watching The Witcher season 2? I'm not, but I'd like to. I haven't yet. I watched the first one. It was okay. I'm a huge Witcher fan. But the TV show is just okay. I mean, I love the main actor, but some of the other choices were just okay for me, and I don't know. Okay, let's see. I'm just building the sleeves in now. Give him a six-pack. Yep. It's funny, we just watched Elf the other day. I love that show. Okay, let's see. Oh, why did I make... Okay. That made it kind of a skewed angle, didn't it? That's weird. Fix it. All right. Uncrease all. When you're modeling, do you have any personal rules how to model? For example, where to start and where to finish, or just flowing? I kind of do. I always start with a block out, and sometimes I will sometimes I'll bring in pieces and parts of other models. I call that kit bashing if I need to save some time. Usually on this stream I won't kit bash. I'll start from the beginning each time just so you guys can see the process. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Let's see. Now he's all buff looking. It's funny. Just want to give him some little shoulders. This guy reminds me of Peter Pan. I worked with Peter Pan, or worked on Peter Pan with my good friend Jason Kim. That sadly never made it to production. But I was able to get it in a box. I can show you guys if you want to see it. One second. All kind of dusty. All right, let's see. I can go full screen maybe. Hey, check this out. Peter Pan. Out of focus. Yeah. Anyway, designed by Jason Kim, sculpted mostly by him. I just tweaked it a little bit. Yeah, it's good stuff. Crap. Totally right. I'll probably move them down to about here. I wanted to have super skinny arms, actually. And then I'm going to give him red and white striped sleeves and stockings. And kind of a Peter Pan skirt thing with a belt. And then like swirly boots. Why was it not released? Because Disney shut Disney Infinity down before it could get released. They canceled it, those buggers. Okay, let's try this actually. Now that we have this in place, maybe about here. Here, just above the elbow. Yeah. Oh, come on, loop. Every time I need mask lasso, I have the other one selected. And every time I need the other one, I have the other one selected. That's how it goes. Hey, Rye, thanks so much. I'll get there with the rest. It's just a matter of time, I hope. Kit bashing is stealing or just using some reference, because many artists saying if you're kit bashing you're a stealer. This is not true. No, because I'm stealing from myself. So if I'm kit bashing, I start with models that I've built myself. If you're starting with a blockout that you've bought from, say, like Flip Normals or something like that, I mean, that's just a blockout and it's not stealing. But if you're starting with somebody's fully realized model and it's not yours, then yes, I would say that, and you're not learning anything. That's the biggest issue, is you're just not learning how to do it yourself. But and usually when I do kit bashing, it's because I need the character to look the same as the other characters in the series that I'm working on. For example, if I'm working on Disney Infinity and I'm making Alice in Wonderland, I might as well steal the body base from like Tangled or something, right? Hey, Wipeout, thank you. Same to you. Is that not quite common in the industry? A company will have a set of base meshes that are used. Yeah, that's absolutely typical. In fact, Disney Feature forces you to use their base because then it's easier to rig. So yes, it happens all the time. His little pants. Looks hilarious. I'll give him some cylinder. A cylinder for a skirt here. That looks horrible. Okay. I saw that Major Dill managed to snag a Peter Pan. Hey, Matt. I don't know who BJ Dill is. So yeah, he'll be something like this, but with a pointed skirt thing. So not really a skirt. It's like Peter Pan. It's like a, I don't know. It's like a one piece with a belt. A tunic? Is that what you call it? A tunic? Mini, I don't know what it is. It's an elf skirt. Let's do I didn't mean to switch color. I needed to this. Do you have a favorite game? It changes all the time. I'm a huge fan of I like the Red Dead series. I like the Mass Effect series. I've been playing what is it called? Deep Rock Galactic recently, and that game is hilarious and I love it. It's a bunch of mining space dwarves. It's hilarious and I love it so much. I think I'm gonna put this down here. Okay, so this is not going to bend. Let's see. Your wife hated what? My wife isn't a huge fan of games. That's like Solitaire or something. Oh, Deep Rock Galactic? Oh man, I loved it so much. It's definitely a dude's game, I'll tell you that. Game for dudes. Zombie apocalypse. Let's see. Group by normals. I think I'll leave it. Increase polygroups. Let's do this. I'll have to do some trickery up here. Where's the thickness slider in the UI? It's under dynamic subdivisions in geometry or dynamic. Here, I'll show you. Under dynamic subdivisions right here. You turn on dynamic and it's right here, thickness. All right, well, thanks for hanging out. It's nice to meet you. Take care. Let's try a bevel. There we go. That's what I can do. Sometimes you have to resort to old school box modeling tactics to get things to behave. Thanks, CS. Oh my gosh, what? Scam likely. Okay. And then I'll have to soften up these edges. See how it creates all these other issues. It keeps the points now, but causes a bunch of other stuff. And without introducing n-gons, it's kind of difficult to remove that stuff. I'll probably go through and weld pieces together and yeah, make it work. Anyway, that reminds me of Kermit the Frog. Look at him. He's so happy to have that tunic skirt thing on. It's like, yeah. All right. Then we'll give him a belt and some shoes and it'll be a good time. Some big fat hands, big fat feet. Shane's the last 2 weeks, the final time you can get for your course at the current low price. Will the price go up there? Honestly, comics, I've already raised the price. It went up after the promotion, like I said it would. So, yeah, sorry if you haven't, if you missed it. Send me an email at shane.olson@3dcharacterworkshop.com and let me know. Maybe I can work something out. Let's see. Can't you put a loop going all the way around near the points? Not, I mean, you can, but I might do some creasing. We'll see. We'll see. half the time I'm trying to decide like what I want to work on while I'm doing this live stream, and then I'll take it off stream and work on other things. So it depends on what, because I want to make him much, this body's too, it's not, yeah, it's not right for him. I need to reduce the size of it. Give him more of a small elf body. That's better. Yeah. And I'm gonna make his hat is gonna be long and twisty, not up like this. So let me see if I have enough. So before we go, let me see what I can do with this hat with the bend curve modifier. Okay. Okay. I kind of want to crank this up and around. And then make it go one direction then the other. Like it's blowing in the wind. A fun little elf hat. And I want to get this crease underneath here. Okay. Now a secret to leave this like it is just click on this gear, and instead of clicking on accept, because that'll make it all go away, all the handles, just click back on Gizmo 3D and see the gear is still orange, and that means you can go back into it and edit it. Yeah. I think it's a bit too longish now. I want to shorten it up a little bit, but I want to keep the same twisty business. So let's go back to bend curve and edit it some more. Make it a little shorter. Just drag these points forward. I kind of wish I could grab multiple points at the same time and pull them all forward at once. I don't know a way to do that. Yeah, I want to put, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. I don't think so. I can mask it, but I can't click on multiple points using shift or control. It just switches points or ignores my selection. There we go. With a lasso? No. And then mask lasso. Yeah, it doesn't work. Nope. Okay. And let's see what time we got. Yeah, I'm out of time, but I'm going to give him some hair. He'll have some little hair sticking out right here, and some on the side so he doesn't look bald, and then some in the back. And then, of course, he'll have eyes, and like I said, big hands, big shoes, and red and white sleeves and red and white stockings going all the way up underneath his little kilt thing there. And then he'll be waving. So nostril hairs. All right, guys. Well, thanks. That is it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. As always, I give away my user interface and my brushes for free over at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. You can check them out there. And I have brand new videos on my YouTube channel showing you how to make your own custom user interface. And a brand new one just dropped today where I teach you how to make a custom menu that you can put anything you want in that menu and have easy access to it, including brushes or whatever you like to use all the time. So check that out, 3D Character Workshop on YouTube if you want to go watch it right now. And again, I teach an online course called the 3D Character Workshop if you want to learn how to create stylized characters like this one or the other ones that I've shown you, like this guy. So, all right, guys, take care. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you not next Monday. I'll be off, but the Monday after that. Enjoy your holidays, and we'll see you then. All right, cheers. Thanks, Neil. Thanks, guys. We'll see ya. Bye.